Hi, my name is Bill Mungin. Today I'm going to give you a demonstration on our power-up Thixogrease products. To start out with, this is a Timken bearing tester. This tester will put out 200,000 psi. Originally it was designed with an armor lever that put out between 7 and 10,000 psi. So next thing we're going to do is take and turn the tester on, go on the wear location, and we're going to put on some weights. Now these are 1 pound weights we're hanging out here. We're developing about 10,000 psi per weight, usually about 20. Anyway, with 2 weights, you'll see it stopping, okay? The next thing we're going to do is show you our scarred mark with no lubrication at all. We're going to turn this bearing to a new location. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the mobile synthetic grease on the application to find out how it can hold up on the same test. So here's our new bearing location. Now, you can actually hear the noise as we're putting these weights on here. Again, you'll see with the third weight, it's stopping. So we know that the grease helps a bit. Now I'd like to have you take a look at that scarred mark with the third weight on and see how much friction was taking place there. If you look real close, you see the lines running through the scarring mark. They're identical. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay, then now what we're going to do is we're going to add the power-up Thixogrease number 2 to this same grease to show you that we can work together. You don't have to take everything apart. You can actually start working with a grease right away, and we can help those applications out. What's nice about this grease is it stays soft up to about 45 degrees below zero. It'll also take about 572 degrees Fahrenheit on the high end of the spectrum, so it's got a very good range. The power-up Thixogrease can also work in very highly contaminated areas, and I'll show you that a little bit later. So let's move to putting the grease together. We're going to integrate those two, go back onto the wear surface, and see if we can't help that application out. So it's nice to know you don't have to take everything apart when you want to start to use power-up Thixogrease. You can start using it right away. Now we're going to put some more weights on the tester on the wear surface to establish a couple things. We want to establish, number one, how much more protection we're going to have with the Thixogrease product. And we're also going to do another thing. We're going to add water in on the wear surface, because anytime you get grease and water, it's catastrophic failures or shutdown time. So we're going to look at a product that is very unique, that can actually work in the presence of water and not be affected. We're going to also create a little bit more pressure on this wear surface. Snap a reservoir on here. Now if you look real close on this tester, you'll see there's a little hair of grease hanging out here. Pretty small piece of grease, but it's showing you that it can hang out there and stay out there without sliding down and separating. Now again, what we're going to do is add water in the grease. This is fill up this reservoir. Now we got a grease that's working in the presence of water. It doesn't affect it. Okay, isn't that nice to know? Think about all the applications you might have out in the field where you got to dig and work in water. You're an excavation company. Now I'd like to have you take a look though at that scarring mark. Think what we were doing all that time. You'll see it's actually starting to polish that scarred mark. Now if you take a close look at the scarring mark, it used to look like this one over here with the lines running through it. You'll see it's actually starting to polish those scarred marks. So just think about it. We went from a bad situation to a very unique situation of polishing and protecting those wear surfaces. In closing, what we're going to do today with the power-up grease is we're going to establish 2 factors. We're going to establish how much less wear we're going to have on a new application using our grease. And of course also that our grease does not bond on to the metal surface where the additive packages are not activated by heat. So we're going to put a little bit of our grease on here. Turn our bearing to a different wear location. And go right back on here again now. With that third weight where it stopped. Now, if you heard it made a little bit of noise, sometimes it'll do this. It creates an ion, and that gets kind of deep in itself. But later on in our website, you'll be able to actually find out more how power up works and how these ions are created. So we can now take the film strength of a wear surface onto a wear surface and increase the film strength with power up. Now I want to have you take a look at the scarring mark with all that pressure on the wear surface compared to where were the other grease. Here's our new wear mark, which you can barely see, and you see here's the other scarring marks that we had originally. So now you can kind of understand how unique this product truly is.